Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I am showing off the new epic weapon build for the Tarkov production of next week. This is, in my opinion, the very best weapon there is in the entire game, if ran with M61 ammo. Both close range and long range. Yes, this would be my pick. If I would ever want to go in super sweaty, this would be the weapon I do it with. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the build. Then we're going to go back into the hideout. For those of you who don't know, the way these videos work is every week I make a video on a showcase for a weapon in the epic weapon series, and then in the next week after that there is a Tarkov production, which is a story-driven Tarkov video about the character which is yet to be named, but stay tuned for that in that video series. So story-driven, I make it all up, and it showcases the weapon, so it gives you guys an opportunity to see the weapon, how it functions in a raid, and what you can get done with it, while adding to some sort of story as well. So I think that's a very good thing, and well, people who have seen it are very positive, so very proud of that. Let's showcase the weapon. If you couldn't have guessed it before, it's the RSASS. The weapon is the Remington R11 RSASS, with, yes, with the thermal sight, with a second sight on it as well. Just so you guys know, this weapon costs around 700k to build, and it's not for those who do not have the money to spare. If you do want to try this every now and again, but you don't have the money to really go in and waste this money, maybe it's best to just save this kind of build for a run with your friends if you don't run solo for that specific raid. But let's just jump right into it. So there's way more changes from the original Remington than for, let's say, the MP7A2, because it's just a weapon that is so moddable. Now, I'm going to start with the stock. We have the advanced tube, the red one, which is very expensive, but it gives you more accuracy, recoil control. It's very good. The HK-E1 is a pretty good stock to use here. Honestly, you could go for the bus stock as well, but you have a little bit less ergonomics. I'm going to pull that to the top right here for the stats. 50 ergonomics on this one, 81 vertical recoil, and 168 horizontal. Now, the best grip, in my opinion, is always the Ergo PSG1, just because of the ergo. Very good. For this, for the foregrip, there's two choices, in my opinion. You could also go for the Fortis, so you have a little bit more recoil that way, but your ergonomics goes up to 57, and even the RVG Black is like in the middle. So 3 options, not 2. Either the RK1 on a B25U mount for the lowest recoil compared to ergonomics. Like the RK2, you only end up with 44 ergo, which is not worth it for me. So shift for the highest ergonomics, and then bang in the middle is this RVG Black. Now for the gas system, doesn't really matter too much. Just use a gas block, whichever. You could also switch out some of these silencers for cheaper options, but the Wave actually has great recoil reduction, so I wouldn't stray too far away from that one. I think it's the best one we have right now. For the laser, purely preference. If you like the blue laser, just use the blue laser. If you like a red one, you can use the X400 or the LS321. And even the ANPEQ15 tactical device is a good option too. Now, I always get an MBUS rear sight and front sight, which I haven't put on here, which you can't, unfortunately, on this weapon. At least I haven't been able to, as you can see. But sometimes this bugs out a little. So if you can, just get one of those rear sights, but then the front sight obviously on your weapon, because it gives you 1 ergo, and that's worth it. For the Reaper IR thermal rifle scope, you have the chance to put on this Reap IR Scope Eye Cup, which gives you 1 ergo. But what it also does is it blocks a little bit more of your screen when you have it in your hands. So that might be a little bit difficult for you guys to work with. Now, on this side mount, honestly, just use whatever. Like, you could use a PKO6, you can just go crazy with it. As you can see, my options are not showing right now. As I've said, it's a bug. It's been reported to the game makers, and hopefully they can get rid of that. Get rid of the bugs. So, we are going to showcase this weapon in a hideout. Look at that. If that is not the coolest animation for a weapon in the game. Now, I like to run this one with the red sight or the blue sight, red laser, sorry, or the blue laser. As you guys know, lasers, they reduce your recoil pattern when firing from the hip. And honestly, this weapon is pretty good from close range just by firing from the hip. As you can see, you can pretty much just spam it, and it doesn't really kick back too much at all. But especially if you use your like your second sight, you kind of have to pull after the first 2 shots to control it a little bit. But after that, yeah, it's just a straight line up. You can just pull it down, and it's remarkably quick. You can just focus the fire, the gun spread, the bullet spread remarkably quickly. Now, when it comes to the sight, the Reap IR has 2 options. Either you have this one where your targets light up white, or this one where your targets light up black. If you find like a rhythm to the shooting, you can absolutely destroy people with this sight. As you can see, we shot pretty quickly, all headshots, not a problem at all. And you don't even, yeah, you kind of have to wiggle your mouse a little bit like this. But other than that, you don't really have to do much. Absolutely destroyed. Trust me, with the M61 ammo, because you have so much damage and penetration, this is definitely the best weapon you can use right now, in my opinion. So like I said, with the M61 rounds, this is definitely best. Simply because you only need two or three bullets to kill someone through level 6 armor, which is just absolutely ridiculous, especially if you're just close range like that. You destroy people. You have a long range option through this scope, which is also a thermal, which is ridiculous. And then you even have like mid range or close range. If you know where they're going to be, you can just creep around, let's say around cover, then go completely mental. You can do whatever, you know, you guys know the drill. Okay, so this is the weapon we are going to use for next week's production as well. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subs this year. We are definitely going to smash through it. So thank you guys very much for all the support on the channel. It means a lot to me. It's absolutely amazing. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you guys later. Eddie, out.